Hello everybody, this is the Structures Guy. This channel is intended to talk about different kind of structures. Bridges, buildings, dams, tunnels, ships, airplanes, even human beings, and even almost any item you see around you on a daily basis. Today we're talking about strangest structures around the world. Those are strange and wonderful designs in architecture and structural engineering. This video is part 1 of 3 parts. Each part will have 10 structures around the world, and those structures will get stranger and more wonderful and more aesthetically pleasing as we go on. So I hope you like this video and I appreciate your support. Number 10. The Basket Building in Newark, Ohio. Opened in 1997, the Basket Building is the largest basket in the world. The building was built by the Longaberger Company and it was used for office spaces. It is 7 floors high and 180,000 feet square area. Currently it's abandoned and it's for sale. So what makes this building special? It's the architectural aesthetic of it. Also, it's the structural design of the basket handle. The structural design of the building itself is pretty standard, as it's made of wood, framing and concrete foundations. However, the handles weigh about 150 tons both. They have strong connections that are made of copper, and the handles are made of wood rivets. Each handle rests on the other and is connected to the parapet of the roof. It is the same concept if you took 2 blocks and rest them against each other to form a tent-like shape of those 2 blocks. Number 9. WONDERWORKS in Orlando, Ohio. No, your eyes are not deceiving you, and the picture is not upside down. This was built to be a science exhibit and a museum. It has a lot of interactive exhibitions. The building itself is 3 stories and 82 feet in height, and has this upside down design. The museum has 6 locations in the US, and the office in Orlando, or the museum in Orlando, is the main one. All those buildings are designed to look like an existing building that was damaged by a storm and dropped from the sky on its roof. The side closer to the sky looks like soil. The building is tilted to one side and rests on another building. The foundation design is special on the side that's tilting because it has to accommodate for more compressive force of the building. Number 8. Montreal BIOSPHERE in Canada. Located in Montreal, a museum dedicated to the environment. It was built in 1967 by the US government. The structure is a geodesic dome made of steel and acrylic cells. It is 249 feet in diameter, 203 feet in height, and it can fit up to 7-story exhibition building. So what is a geodesic dome? It's a dome made of short bars or rods, having the shortest possible lines between 2 points on a sphere. And those lines or bars form a triangle, as you can see. Those acrylic cells are made of polymers of acrylic acid, and there are 1900 panels of them on the structure. The structure, which looks like a lattice, is made of 3-inch steel tubes welded at the joint and are thinner at the top to optimally distribute the force throughout the system. In 1976, there was a maintenance fire when workers were welding the panel, and within half an hour, the entire exterior caught fire, which was never repaired for almost 19 years. The fire damage was not repaired until Environment Canada bought this place for $17.5 million in 1990, and they reopened it in 1995 as a water museum. And then the 98 storm hit and the place was damaged again. In 2017, it was recreated to be what it is now by Environment Canada. It's currently an environmental museum. Number 7. Atlantis in Dubai, UAE. It's a luxury hotel resort in Palm Jumeirah in UAE. It was the first resort to be built on a man-made island, and it opened in 2008. It has its own water park, which has about 18 million liters of water, and it has various rides. The building itself has a height of 305 feet and it's 23 floors, and it has 1,539 rooms. It has the size of 60 for Wembley Football Stadium. The area is estimated to be 44 hectares. The building has about 58,000 kilometers of rebar. The main building has two towers, the east and the west towers. Those towers are joined by the Royal Bridge Suite. The design incorporates a classic Arabic architecture in both interior and exterior. The envelope which separates the exterior from the interior was a modular precast concrete with glass fiber reinforcement. Building this project has its own challenges such as road deliveries of materials, handling, distribution, temperature, utilities, communication system, traffic management, labor, and etc. Number 6. The Museum of Bray in Rochester, New York. It's also known as the Strong Museum of Bray, which is a part of the Strong. The Strong was established in 1969 and the museum in 1982, but it was named its current name only in 2006 with renovations and expansion that doubled its size to 282,000 feet square. It is the only collection-based museum anywhere devoted to the study of Bray. It is an interactive experience that has video games, storybooks, TV shows, education, nature, and comic books. What stands out are the three new buildings that were added to the existing: the Caterpillar, the Field of Bray, and Dancing Wings Butterfly Garden. First, the Caterpillar. It is a 3-story, 200 feet long caterpillar-like building. The roof structure is made of 1100 ionized aluminum roof panels and 4500 galvanized steel tubes, all man-made, and no two tubes are the same. Second, Field of Bray. It resembles a giant pile of colorful kid blocks. Those blocks are made of about 40 tons of structural steel, custom cut and bolted together at odd angles to support the building's unusual geometry. It's covered with a skin of red, green, blue, yellow, orange, and purple. Lastly, Dancing Wings Butterfly Garden. This architectural creation gives the appearance of outspread butterfly wings and houses the first and only indoor butterfly garden upstate New York. The wings are 30 feet high at depth and 50 feet in diameter, composed of two big steel rings welded together to create the appearance of a butterfly in flight. This building has glass walls, about 130 panels, and they're connected to the structural steel. 5. Eden Project in Cornwall, England. Opened in 2001, it's a building made of 3 huge enclosures consisting of adjoining domes that house thousands of plant species. The largest dome simulates rainforest environment, the second simulates a Mediterranean environment, and the third has various environments. ETFE foil was used here because it's strong, transparent, and lightweight. For the same volume, ETFE weighs about 1% of glass. It's a better insulator and it is resistant to weathering. Those panels were connected to steel tubes to create a geodesic dome, but what is remarkable is that the steel is straight and not curved, but that they do form a round surface. The steel structure sits on a concrete wall footing around the perimeter that follows the shape of a necklace, and hence the footing is called a foundation necklace. Number 4. The Church of HALLGRIMUR in Reykjavik, Iceland. This church is about 244 high, and it is the largest church in Iceland and the tallest in Iceland. It is visible throughout the city, and the visitors have to take an elevator to get to the top of it. It acts as an observation tower for the city. It took about 41 years to complete the building, but the tower was completed way before then. The structure resembles Atlantic rocks, mountains, glaciers, and the basalt column found in Iceland. The structure is mainly made of poured concrete and follows expressionist architecture, which is a modern movement to present the world from a subjective point of view. But because this is a building, the building has to be optimized to be realistic in terms of construction. The interior is very minimal, and the church has 3 big bells that can be controlled using an app. Number 3. Ideal Palace in France. It was built by a French postman, Ferdinand Cheval, who spent 33 years of his life on this. The story behind this is that he dreamed of the palace and told no one about it, and then 15 years later, he tripped over by a stone that reminded him of his dreams. Next day, he went to the place and saw stones, gathered 3 of them. Those sandstone were shaped by water and time, so he said, since nature is willing to do the sculpture, I will do the architecture and the masonry. For the next 33 years, Shiva would pick up stones during his daily meal routine and take them to build the ideal palace. It took 20 years to build the outer wall of the palace. He carried stones in his pocket, then in baskets, then in wheelbarrow. And he would work at night using oil lamp. The stones were bounded using mortar, and the ideal place has no specific architectural rules. He endured a lot of criticism building this, and he never used any help to accomplish this amazing structure. Number 2. Cubic House of Rotterdam, Netherlands. It's an architectural wonder that was constructed originally by Piet Blom in the 1970s. Construction took about 2 years and it was completed in 1984. So why is it built that way? Rotterdam planners wanted to build houses above a pedestrian bridge, so Blom built similar houses in another town, which he repeated here. The windows have an angle of about 55 degrees from the vertical, and the total area of a house is about 100 meters squared, but only 1/4 of that area is actually usable. The cube houses are meant to represent an abstract forest, while the top triangle are supposed to represent an abstract tree. Structurally, the cubes sit on hexagonal poles. Houses have concrete floors, concrete columns, but wood framing. The houses are divided into 3 levels or floors that can be accessed by a narrow staircase. The lower level is a triangular area that is used as a living room. The mid floor is used for sleeping and bathing, and the top is used as a spare or extra area. Number 1. BIBLIOTHECA ALEXANDRINA in Egypt. It's a major library and cultural center on the Mediterranean. New renovation of the library was completed in 2002 and costed about $220 million. The library has shelf space for about 8 million books, and male reading area are covering about 220,000 feet squared. The male reading room stands below a 32-high glass-paneled roof tilted towards the sea like a sundial and measuring 160 meters in diameter. The building has 4 levels below the ground and 6 elevators floor under its highest point. Due to poor ground conditions, the building has a sophisticated foundation system and a geotechnical engineering work done, such as diaphragm walls, piers, jet grouting, soil improvement, deep excavations, reinforced concrete raft, and construction dewatering. The groundwater is 11 meters above the basement level. The structural system is made of reinforced concrete frame with hidden beams, and the beams span about 7.2 and 9.6 meters from column to column. Thanks for watching this video. I appreciate your support. I hope you liked the video. Please stay tuned for more videos. Please subscribe, like, and comment on the video. See you next time.